Hey, house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother 23 updates and spoilers. Hope you're having a great Monday so far. Thank you for being here. Our house guests of the day are Mario Mazzone and Desi Whipple. Thank you both so much for the support. We could not do this without you, and we appreciate it so much. So thank you again. And if you guys want to be house guests of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. It's only $1 for a holla, and we still have a few spots open. Yay! All right. I also want to thank yesterday's super chatters because you guys are amazing, and that is a fantastic way to support this channel and keep us doing what we're doing. So Jefferson Tucker, Steve Dozier, Lexi Kearns, Mimi Robin, Nina Sosa, Lisa, and Darby C. Thank you all so much for the super chats yesterday. You guys are awesome. All right. So when we left off yesterday, Xavier's the HOH and the POV holder, and it seemed like he was planning to leave the nominations the same. We've got Azah and Kyland up on the block, and Xavier wants Big D to be the sole vote to evict Kyland because he wants to get some blood on those Big D hands. Let's be real. Xavier would still likely get the credit for the move with the jury, but maybe Kyland would be more upset with Big D than Xavier. No, I think Kyland would be pretty upset with Xavier too. If Xavier does not use the POV on Kyland, Kyland is going to feel very betrayed by Xavier. But anyway, Big D is being wishy-washy about the decision. I mean, this should really be a no-brainer for him because Xavier and Azah would both bring Big D to the final too. And he would actually have a chance to beat Azah. Oh my God, can you imagine if it was Azah and Big D in the final too? On the other hand, if Kyland is in the final 3 and he wins the final HOH, he would choose Xavier over Big D to go to the end. So it really should be a no-brainer here. Big D guaranteed final 2 if he goes to the end with Azah and Xavier. But honestly, I think Xavier should just use the power veto on Azah because she would vote out Kyland, no problem. Okay, so yesterday, Big D and Xavier were talking about the vote outside. And Xavier says, if Kyland goes this week, Big D is pretty much guaranteed a spot in the final 2. So he asks Big D, do you think you can beat Azah in the final HOH competitions? And Big D says, I don't know. Like, I would be lying if I said yes, absolutely, because Azah can pull out a win when her back is against the wall. Look what happened during the double eviction. She beat you in the HOH competition, and Xavier says that was one competition, and he didn't really want to win that one anyway. He says he wanted to win this final 4 HOH, and he wouldn't be able to do that if he had won the final 5 HOH. So he's not that worried about it. Also, okay, Azah may have beaten him in that competition, but how many times has Kyland beaten him? Xavier does not want to have to go up against Kyland again. So Big D says, all right, well, I feel like I can beat her. I'm not scared of her. We have more of a shot of beating Azah than beating Kyland in these competitions. And Xavier agrees. He says, yeah. And just so you know, like, this is more of a risk for me than it is for you. Because again, you will be guaranteed a spot in the final 2. Xavier knows that Azah does not want to go to the end with him. So he knows that by getting rid of Kyland, he is getting rid of someone who would go to the end with him. But he feels confident enough that he can beat Azah and Big D in these competitions and get there himself. So Big D says, I don't want to take Kyland to the final 3 because he's too entitled. What are you? This is coming from Big D, who has said so many times, like, I deserve a spot in the end. I deserve a spot in the final 2 chairs. Okay, so they talk again later. This is like less than an hour later. And Xavier's asking Big D, like, are you being wishy-washy about this? Because, like, Kyland apologized to you or something? Because Kyland and Big D have been having their issues lately. And Big D says, no. He shares his motto when it comes to men in real life. Big D says, if you ain't giving me no D, then nothing matters to me. So he says he's barely getting a cuddle. He's barely getting a compliment from Kyland. So what does he owe him, right? He says, if I knew someone had a crush on me in this house, I'd be playing it the F up. And he says he respects Kyland for not doing that, but he also just doesn't like the hot and cold from Kyland. He says, I have been there for Kyland since the beginning. And he says, I did everything. I protected him. I lied. I manipulated. I did everything for Kyland. And he says Kyland feels like he should stay because he did more work in this game than Azza. Big D says, mother effer, me and Xavier both did a bunch of work. Oh my God. What have you done? What have you done to benefit the cookout? I need to hear like an itemized list. But Xavier brings up, if that's how we're judging it, like Tiffany and Hannah did more work than Azza too. That's not what we're doing here. He says, it's not about that. For me, it's who can we beat in the final HOH competitions. And Xavier's asking again, Big D, can you beat Azza? And Big D says he can. Okay. So there wasn't much happening throughout the day yesterday. Everyone's just hanging out, relaxing. And then Big D and Xavier were discussing the big decision again later in the HOH room. And Big D says, it's a hard decision. I feel bad no matter what I do. I don't know if it's going to look good or bad. This is the first time in this whole season that Big D has had to really do anything game-wise, and it's too much for him. His head's going to explode just from making this one decision. So Big D says he's worried that the jury is not going to be happy, or like he's worried what the jury will think if he votes out Kyland, and Xavier's like, it doesn't look bad because you weren't disloyal. And Big D's like, well, didn't we make a final 3 deal with Kyland? And we'd be breaking it before the final 3. And Xavier brings up, hello, we also have a final 3 deal with Azza too. I guess that one doesn't hold as much weight with Big D. So Xavier says, either way, if it's Kyland or Azza going to the jury house, one of them's going to go to the jury and say that they had a final 3 deal with us and that we cut them. So the question again is, who will the jury be more happy to see? And Xavier's going through everybody and he's like, it's going to be Kyland. People will be happy to see Kyland. And Xavier also says cutting Kai is the biggest game move left. I think there's one more after that. I mean, cutting Xavier at the final 3 would be a pretty big move, but Xavier obviously doesn't want that to happen. So Big D is also worried that he won't get Kyland's jury vote if he evicts Kyland. And Xavier's like, no, Kyland's not going to be bitter. What? He says Kyland is going to vote for who played the best game. I mean, that would still be Xavier out of everybody that's left, right? So Big D admits, like, yeah, okay, I guess you're still going to get Kyland's vote then. So he says that Xavier is the only one who sees what he's done and what he's been doing all season. Sleeping? I mean, seriously, though, I want to know what else has Big D done this season. So Xavier keeps pushing. We have a better chance of beating Azza in the final HOH comp, so we should be keeping her. And Big D is saying he's worried that Azza is definitely going to win if she makes it to the final 2. Oh my God. So eventually, Xavier brings up, hey, I can pull Azza down with the power of veto and have her vote out Kyland if you don't want to do it. Please just do that. Please spare us the exhaustion. Oh my God. Yeah, please just do that. But Big D says, no. I want my spot in the final 3 solidified. He says he also wants something on his resume. The jury would not expect him to vote out Kyland, who he's like in love with. So he says, I want to do it. It's just going to be awkward. Welcome to Big Brother. We're in the last like week and a half of the game here, and Big D is just starting to actually sort of play, maybe. So Big D also didn't realize that he would be casting his vote in front of everyone and not secretly in the diary room. He'll be casting his e-vote in front of everyone. I still can't believe that this dude couldn't be bothered to watch just one full season in sequester or like before he was taken away for the season or whatever. Not even one full season. Are you kidding me? It's almost insulting. But anyway, later, Xavier was talking to the cameras in the HOH room, and of course, he's been pacing around. I feel like Xavier's been pacing for like the last few weeks straight. But Xavier says it's getting to the point with Big D where I just don't give an F. He does not trust that Big D will do what needs to be done, aka voting out Kyland. So Xavier says that's why I'm considering taking Azza off the block. He says, Big D, I just don't trust you anymore. He says Kyland has to go. He is so over it. Okay. So then Xavier goes to the yacht club bedroom to talk to Azza. And Xavier says, I need you to make something make sense to me. He says, I've been trying to convince Big D to vote out the man he keeps fighting with over who he says is his closest friend in the house. There was some sort of a fight last night, or not a fight, but an argument between Big D and Kyland. I don't know exactly what it was about. It was some words argument. Sounds so dumb. I think it was over something that Big D said and Kyland wasn't happy with it, but they argued for like 2 hours about it. And it was very annoying, especially to Xavier, because he feels like Kyland is trying to pull some crap and it's going to work on Big D. So Xavier is asking Azza, why am I working harder to keep you than Big D is? What is going on here? And Azza is annoyed. She's like, I know. She feels like Big D forgets that she's also on the block because Big D keeps coming to her and being like, oh my God, it's such a hard decision. I don't know what I'm going to do. He keeps talking to her about the vote, which is super messed up. So Xavier says, I'm asking Big D to do one thing. Just cut the guy that you're constantly fighting with. And he can't do that. This should be easy for him. So he says he's thinking about using the POV on Azza. Ooh, lock in that jury vote. You know, Azza's going to be pretty happy with Xavier if he does end up doing that. Azza is into this. She says this should not be hard for Big D, but if you want me to do it, more than happy to. So yeah, that was last night. Xavier did not end up doing official one-on-ones with everyone yesterday. Today, the day started out low-key, but now there is some freaking drama with Azza and Big D because Big D is talking to Azza like he basically dragged her to this point in the game and he did everything to get her to this point. She didn't do anything all season and Azza is pissed about it, as she should be. I mean, Azza didn't really do anything, but Big D didn't either. Big D did not drag Azza to this point in the game. So Xavier is inching closer and closer to using that power veto on Azza because he just can't trust Big D at this point. Do it. So just a reminder, the power veto ceremony is probably not going to be until like right before the eviction. Should be in that same episode. And yeah, we're going to have to deal with this back and forth with Big D for the next few days, which, I mean, it's pretty entertaining, but it's also just like, oh my God, we've heard the same conversations over and over and over again. So we'll talk more about the drama between Azza and Big D tomorrow, but
will we?
Yes. Hello.
Okay.
But just like it's been going pretty much all season, that drama popped off like right before when I was getting ready to do the stream. So I did not get to watch it all play out yet, but we'll talk about it more tomorrow. Hi, puppy. Oh, baby boy. So yeah, also, is Kylan like gonna try to stay or what? Because he hasn't really been doing much campaigning yet.
Maybe he's waiting till right before.
Maybe he's waiting a bit. I don't know, but we'll see what happens with that. I thought he would be talking people's ears off day and night, but he's been spending a lot of time alone so far. So I want to thank today's super chatters because you guys are amazing. Andrew, oh no. Oh, I'm so sorry for the loss of your kitten.
Waffles.
Oh, Waffles. I'm so sorry. That's so difficult. Derek Johnson, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, since I'm over this Final Four, sour candy or sweet? I'll say sweet. I have quite a sweet tooth. Good question with Halloween coming up.
I like sour.
Ooh. Thank you again for the super chat. Gio Epe, thank you so much. He says, great job as always, family. You got it. Jefferson Tucker, thank you so much for the super chat. You are awesome. And that's a cute little sticker. Mm-hmm. But oh my God, seriously, Andrew, I'm so sorry for your loss. That is very, very difficult, but I hope we could provide some sort of entertainment or distraction for you. It's never easy to lose a pet, but
It just sucks.
it does suck. Yeah. Bowie, you want to come in and say hello? Nah, he's pretty settled out there. All right.
He said.
B Bean asks, "What are my top 3 candies?" That's a good question. They've changed over the years because I'm vegan now, so can't eat a lot of the traditional
vegan
candies.
Reese's peanut butter cup.
Oh yeah. So these are my favorites, not considering like what's vegan and what's.
No, but they have vegan.
Well, yeah. Okay, yeah. Reese's peanut butter cups.
Ultimate Grand Supreme.
I guess it depends if we're talking about like Easter or Halloween or what too, because like around Easter time, I used to love Cadbury mini eggs, but they're not vegan. I love those like malt Robin's eggs. Yes, also not vegan. Bowie, oh hello. For Halloween, oh my god. Obviously, like we said, Reese's Cups.
Paydays.
Snickers, Baby Ruth.
Stop.
Peanut M&Ms, peanut butter M&Ms, like all the
kind
M&Ms.
of M&Ms.
Yeah.
All of the M's, yes.
Yeah, so that's where I'm at. But, got to find vegan versions of those things. So honestly, it's good that I can't eat all those anymore because I would just like...
It's helpful.
I would stuff my face. But anyway, yeah, Twix, delicious. Kit Kat's delicious.
Supposedly now they have a Kit Kat that's vegan.
Okay, we'll have to look into that.
Country, though.
We'll have to look into that. But yeah, John D. Elmstead Jr. Maddie, do you ever think to auction off your notebooks at the end of the season? We've given a few away in the past. I usually don't do it though, just in case I wrote anything like personal in there, like if I jotted down like a phone number or something, or like things like that. But we have given some away in the past, which is fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like not super organized anymore because like I'll run out of pages in a book and then start one that's already
we don't have any
halfway
books.
Through. Yeah, so it's kind of a mess
We're
now.
We're in our third notebook already.
Yeah, we've been through a lot of books this season, but anyway, thank you all so much for being here. We will see you guys again tomorrow with another spoiler live stream. And until then, much love. Bye. Bye, guys. Have a good day. Have a good night.